for Juliet and Tisla.
Request for Toy Piano by Tony Hoagland. Play the one about the family of the ducks, where the ducks go down to the river and one of them thinks the water will be cold, but then they jump in anyway and like it and splash around. No, I must play the one about the nervous man from Palestine in row 14 with a brown bag in his lap in which a gun is hidden in a sandwich. Play the one about the handsome man and woman standing on the steps of her apartment and how the darkness and perfume and the beating of their hearts conjoin to make them feel like leaping off the edge of chance. No, I should play the one about the hard rectangle of the credit card hidden in the man's back pocket, and how the woman spent an hour plucking her eyebrows, and how her perfume was made from the destruction of 100 flowers. Then play the one about the flower industry, in which the migrant workers curse their own infected hands from tossing sheaves of roses and carnations into the back of the refrigerated trucks. No, I must play the one about the single yellow daffodil standing on my kitchen table, whose cut stem draws the water upwards so that the plant is flushed with the conviction that the water has been sent to find and raise it up from somewhere so deep inside the earth, not even the flowers can remember.
So we're just going to give the judges a few minutes to circle their scores on the rubric. How's everyone feeling?
Good.
Good.
Great.
We're off to a great start.
Great stuff.
Yes.
Who's going to follow?
Keep breathing.
Who can follow that?
All right, next up we have Angel Lee.
The End of Science Fiction by Lise Miller. This is not fantasy. This is our life. We are the characters who have invaded the moon, cannot stop our computers. We are the gods who can unmake the world in 7 days. Both hands are stopped at noon. We are beginning to live forever, in lightweight aluminum bodies with numbers stamped on our backs. We dial our words like music. We hear each other through water. The genre is dead. Invent something new. Invent a man and a woman, naked in a garden. Invent a child that will save the world. A man who carries his father out of a burning city. Invent a spool of thread that leads the hero to safety. Invent an island on which he abandons the woman who saved his life, with no loss of sleep over his betrayal. Invent us as we were, before our bodies glittered and we stopped bleeding. Invent a shepherd who kills a giant, a girl who goes into a tree, a woman who refuses to turn her back on the past and is changed to salt. A boy who steals his brother's birthright and becomes head of a nation. Invent real tears, hard love, slow-spoken ancient words, difficult as a child's first steps across the room.
Okay, next up we have Jonathan DeRoche.
Talk to you.
Virtuosi by Liza Moon, in memory of my parents. People whose lives have been shaped by history, and it is always tragic, do not want to talk about it, but rather dance, give parties on thrift shop china. You feel wonderful in their homes. 2 leaky rooms, nests they stowed inside their hearts, on the road into exile. They know how to fix potato peelings and apple cores so that you smack your lips. The words start over again. Hold no terror. Obediently they rise and go with only a rucksack or tote bag. If they weep, it's when you're not looking. To tame their nightmares, they choose the most dazzling occupations. Swallow the flames in the sunset sky. Jump through burning hoops in their elegant tiger suits. Cover your eyes. There's one walking on a thread 30 feet above us. Shivering points of light leap across her body as she works without light.
Okay, next up we have Alexandra Spiegel.
Part for the Whole by Robert Francis. When others run to windows or out of doors to catch the sunset whole, he is content with any segment, anywhere he sits. From segment, fragment, he can reconstruct. The whole prefers to reconstruct the whole, as if to say, I see more, seeing less. A window to the east will serve as well as window to the west, for eastern sky echoes the western sky, and even less. A patch of light that picture glass happens, to catch from window glass, fragment to fragment, flawed, distorted, dull. Nevertheless, give something on glass that nature cannot give. The old obliquity of art, and proves heart may be more than whole, least may be best.
Okay, next up we have Aaliyah Williams.
Snowflake by William Baird. Timing's everything. The vapor rises high in the sky, tossing to and fro, then freezes. Suddenly, it crystallizes into a perfect flake of miraculous snow. For countless miles, drifting east above the world, whirling about in a swirling free-for-all, appearing aimless, just like love, but sensing, seeking out, is destiny. Falling to where the two young skaters stand, hand in hand, then flips and dips and whips itself about to ever so gently land. A miracle across her unkissed lips, as he blocks the wind raging from the south, leaning forward to kiss her lovely mouth.
Okay, next up we have Riley Bruns.
Death, be not proud, by John Donne. Death, be not proud, for some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom thou think'st, thou dost overthrow. Die not, poor death, nor canst yet thou kill me. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure from thee much more must flow, and soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of bones and soul's delivery. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and dost poison, war, and sickness dwell, and poppier charms can make us sleep as well, and better than thy stroke, why swellest thou then? When short sleep past, and we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die.
Okay, next up we have Mallory Garrison.
Rabbits and Fire by Alberto Rios. Everything's been said, but one last thing about the desert, and it's awful. During brush fires in the Sonoran Desert, brush fires that happened before the monsoon and in the great, deep, wide, and smothering heat of the hottest months, the longest months. The hypnotic, immeasurable lulls of August and July. Jackrabbits and everything else that lives in the hills, the brush of the rolling hills. But jackrabbits especially. Jackrabbits can get caught in the fire. No matter how fast and big and strong and sleek they are. And when they're caught, cornered in and against the thick trunks and thin spines of the cactus, when they can't move back up anymore, when they can't move, the flame, it touches them, and their fur catches fire. Of course, they run away from the flame, jumping big, finding movement when there is none to be found, jumping big and high over the wave of fire, or backing even harder through the impenetrable tangle of hardened saguro, archola, prickly pear, and barrel. But whichever way they find, what happens is what happens. They catch fire and they bring the fire with them when they run. At first they don't know they're running so fast as to make the fire shoot like rocket engines and smoke behind them. But when the rabbits tire and the flame catches up, sticking to them like the needles of the cactus, which at first must be what they think they feel on their skins. And of course, they felt this before, every one of them.
of course they ignite the brush,
We got it.
the brush and drive weeds around them, making more fire. Making more fire all around them. I'm sorry for the rabbits, and I'm sorry for us terrorists.
You got it. Okay, next up we have Leona Diaz. Then again, Leona Deza.
Metamorphosis by Jenny Sheehan. Nowhere in those Kirsten years could she find a soft hand back. The wife crosses over an ocean, red-faced and cheerless, treads the flat pad of a stethoscope for a dining hospital. Life is two choices, she thinks. You hatch a life, or you pass through one. Photographs of a child swaddled in layers arrive by post. Money doesn't, to her embarrassment. Over time, she grows out her hair. Then she sprouts nerves. The wife was no fool, but neither did she wander. She lives in a season of thrift, but stretches on. Her sorrow has thickness, and so did she. The wife knows to hurry when she washes. When she cooks, she licks slowly. Every night, she made a dish with ground cord, paired with a dish that was breakfast.
We have just 4 more reciters to go.
We have 3, we got 3.
You were correct, yes, I forgot. We've just got just 3 more reciters to go. One student couldn't be here and I had them still in my packet, but we removed them from yours. Okay, next up we have Eva Tierney Trevor.
Sheltered Garden by H.D. I have had enough. I gasp for breath. Every way ends, every road, every footpath leads at last to the hill crest. Then you retrace your steps, or find the same slope on the other side, precipitate. I have had enough. Border pinks, clove pinks, wax lilies, herbs, sweetgrass. Over some sharp swish of a branch. There is no scent of resin in this place. No taste of bark, of coarse weeds, aromatic, astringent. Only border on border of scented pinks. Have you seen fruit under cover that wanted light? Pears, wadded in cloth, protected from the frost. Melons, almost ripe, smothered in straw. Why not let the pears cling to their empty branch? All your coaxing will only make a bitter fruit. Let them cling, ripen of themselves, north, nipped, shriveled by the frost, to fall at last but fair, with a russet coat. Or the melon, let it bleach yellow in the winter light, even tart to the taste. It is better to taste of frost, the exquisite frost, than of wadding and of dead grass. For this beauty without strength, chokes out life. I want wind to break, scatter these pink stalks, snap off their spiced heads, fling them about with dead leaves. Spread the paths with twigs, limbs broken off, trail great pine branches hurled from some far wood right across the melon patch. Break pear and quince, leave half-trees torn, twisted, but showing the fight was valiant. Oh, to blot out this garden, to forget, to find a new beauty in some terrible, wind-tortured place.
Okay, next up we've got Kylie Tironi.
The End of Science Fiction by Liza Mueller. This is not fantasy. This is our life. We are the characters who've invaded the moon, who cannot stop their computers. We are the gods who can unmake the world in 7 days. Both hands are stopped at noon. We are beginning to live forever in lightweight aluminum bodies with numbers stamped on our backs. We dial our words like Muzak. We hear each other through water. The genre is dead. Invent something new. Invent a man and a woman naked in a garden. Invent a child that will save a world, a man who carries his father out of a burning city. Invent a spool of thread that will lead a hero to safety. Invent an island on which he abandons the woman who saved his life with no loss of sleep over his betrayal. Invent us as we were, before our bodies glittered and we stopped bleeding. Invent a shepherd who kills a giant, a girl who grows into a tree, a woman who refuses to turn her back on the past and is changed to salt, a boy who steals his brother's birthright and becomes the head of a nation. Invent real tears, hard love, slow, spoken, ancient words as difficult as a child's first steps across a road.
Okay, last but certainly not least, we've got Kaylin Gildar.
Actaeon by A.E. Stallings. The hounds. You know them all by name. You fostered them from purblind whelps at their dam's teats, and you have come to know the music of their yelps. High-strung Anthe, the brindled bitch, the blue-tick-coated Philomel, and freckled Chloe, who would fetch a pretty price if you would sell. There was a time where you would brag how they would bay and rend apart the hopeless belling of a stag. You falter now for the foundered heart. Desires you nursed of a winter night, do you know then why you bred them? whose needling milk teeth used to bite the master's hand that leashed and fed them.
Let's have a big round of applause for all our faculty. I'm so impressed. I think this is one of our strongest
By
years.
far the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Really.
And
And in fact, can I make an announcement?
please.
Okay, sorry, but I'm Ms. Kaplan, hello. I am the coach of the speech and debate team. And all of you people who just, don't film me, John. Anyway, all of you people who just, out louded, consider joining the speech and debate team because there's an entire category that's poetry reading. You don't even have to memorize it. You get to read it. In fact, you have to read it. You have to hold the words there. And you are phenomenal, and we would love to have you. And I'm going to get your emails and names, and I'm going to email you so that you know when the meeting is after break. So show up, because you're good.
So we have a lot of math to do, which thankfully we do have. Usually it's English teachers, but we have Ms. LaForge to help us with the math this year. But we will, in the announcements tomorrow, put the first and second place winners. So thank you all. Congratulations. You were wonderful.